if you possess any of these qualities or you are doing any of these things, you are going to fail. Okay. And if it's not right now, it's going to be later, but you will fail. Porter, I feel like with Porter, he went from like, he was a little analysis paralysis when he started, and then something changed and he kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and started just making offers and doing the deal. But guys, for those of you that are waiting for the perfect time, that have analysis paralysis, I'm going to tell you, as I've said many, many, many times, there's never going to be a perfect time. Okay. Never going to be a perfect time to set up the ads. Whether it's winter or it's a recession or there's a bad thunderstorm or a tornado, there's never a good time to set up ads. There's never a good time to start the business when you can actually give it all. I love this. Oh, I'm going to wait, start it when I have 100% attention because I'm going to be, it's like, dude, the stupidest excuses ever. Okay. There's never a perfect time to have that conversation. You know which one I'm talking about. Everyone's got that conversation they need to have today. Okay. It's never the right time to start the diet routine that you've been going to start for 5 years. Okay. It's never the right time to freaking man up and jump into digital landlords and start this business. Okay. It's not, it's never going to be the right time. I get it. Okay. It's never going to be the right time to go all in. And and I would even extend that. It's never going to be the right time to have kids, never going to be the right time to get married, never going to be the right time to move your family to West Africa, never going to be the right time to go on that trip you've been wanting to go. You just got to do it when it comes to your mind. And if you do that, you are going to win in life. Okay. Porter, tell us how you were able to get out of analysis paralysis and stop waiting for the perfect time.
I think I was just kind of like fed up with it. Like I was to the point where it was like right when we got married, it was like a few months after I was realizing like, dude, rent was pricey. Like gas, like my wife, like Macy she was driving an hour every single day. So like we were just sipping the old gas. And so it was just like, I was like, holy cow, like we're literally not going to be able to do anything. And I was like, man, this sucks. Like, I don't want to like live like this. And I have like buddies and not to bag it, but like their families are not that well off. And I'm like, holy cow, like if I have to live that way and be that miserable, that would suck. So that was like kind of my thing was like, I don't want to end up like them. Like I'm going to do the complete opposite, right? Like what they're doing, don't do that. Like that's terrible. Yeah. But I think I was just kind of just fed up with like feeling like I was restricted. Like you all know what that feels like, where you just like, you're in your head so bad that you're like I want to do the ads. I want to be successful. I want to land these deals. But like at the same time, you're like, oh, like what if this doesn't work out? Like, what if this city doesn't work out? Cause like, I've never done it before. Like I can't just waste $1,500. But then like, I kind of got out of this and I was like, what's the worst that could happen? Like, I'm not going to die. Like I'm going to have food on the table. My wife's going to be fine. Like the worst that happens is, okay, we lose everything. I work a little bit harder. I get some more money and then I try it again. So I kind of just told myself like, what's the worst that could happen? And then after I kind of overcame that, I was like, okay, just 1 ad, 2 ads at a time. And then I got a deal and I was like, okay, like I got this. And then it was like almost this game of like, dude, it's fun to be uncomfortable. Like it is like literally like this drug of like I love talking to people because it makes you uncomfortable. But after you do it, you like feel like you're bulletproof, dude. Like I remember like the first 10 calls I made and I probably got shut down like every single time. But I was talking to people and that was the hardest freaking thing to do is just get on the phone. So just realizing, dude, you're not going to die. Like you're literally, yeah, you may waste a few $100, but at least you know it didn't work and pick a new city. Like just do it. And I think just seeing all these case studies that are in the group, I would go through and I would see people landing deals. And I'm like, dude, this guy, I feel like I'm more personable than this guy and he's landing deals, you know? And so I just think I just had to like mentally get over that roadblock of just being like, just do it.
Yeah. Guys, at some point in your life, you are going to have to just accept the fact there is never going to be the right time, dude. It's just not going to happen. From when I decided to go to Africa as a missionary, dude, it wasn't the right time. All my buddies are going to college. You know, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be missing out on that. And I had all these goals, these money goals, dude. I've been writing, I want to be a millionaire at 30, like probably many of you since I was like 17, 18-year-old, maybe even before that. And I'm like, that's going to set me back 2 years. I was dating my now wife. Like, what if she ends up marrying somebody else? Like all these things, like it wasn't the right time. But I freaking was like, you know what? It's now or never. Boom. I went. I came home and I got this opportunity. Somebody hit me up and said, come do door-to-door sales. I was like, I've never done sales. I've only worked on the farm. I can drive a tractor pretty good, but I don't know how to talk to people. I'm not a sales guy. And I remember going to these meetings and talking to these guys and being like, man, it's such a sexy idea. Like, what if I could become good? But then I kind of was like, man, what if maybe I'll just do one more year of whatever and keep focused on my schooling, and then maybe next year. And luckily I was like, no, you got to do it now, dude. You got to do it now. And guess what? We had a baby coming the first freaking summer that we went out. We moved me and her and all of our stuff. We shut down the apartment, moved to Arkansas, and I didn't even know if I could sell. And we just went for it. We just sent it, dude. And with a baby coming, like, wouldn't it have made more logical sense to wait, make sure we had some money to, because got a baby, got to be responsible. Guys, it wasn't the right time. When I got back from Africa, when I decided to get married, it wasn't the right time either. It wasn't the right time to start my business. I started my business, the Rank and Run business. I bought the program. The very first program I bought was during the summer, my last summer. And it was a crazy decision because I needed to focus all my effort, energy, and attention on that job to pay for the rest of the year. It made no sense. It was really stupid. We didn't have the money. And I think I had to do a payment plan that made me I had to spend like a couple more G's with that program because they made me pay interest, but I just did it because it felt right. And guys, I made, some great money that summer. I made 160K. And I'm like, no, I'm going to leave right now and go start a business. It would have made sense to just keep milking that thing for a while, wouldn't have? But I just felt it. I'm like, now's when I got to do it. And it's what I did, man. When I launched Digital Landlords, I launched it. We're coming up on a 2-year anniversary. It was literally the day before Thanksgiving. I decided I'm going to launch it the next Monday. I went live inside of this group. I shared a few things. And I said, hey, I'm going to be launching something. I'm going to be teaching exactly what helped me get from, 8 to 10K and to 100K a month. And I'm going to be doing it on Monday. And guys, every guru, every person I talked to said, don't do it on a Monday. Don't do it on a holiday. And then I'm sitting here going, man, I should probably not do it in the winter because it's a little bit slower. Dude, it was the wrong time for everything. And guess what? Your boy just sent it and it worked out. I had 33 people on the call, and I can't remember exactly. It was either 31 or 32 of the 33 ended up joining that initial beta group. And the rest is history. I can't imagine if we would have just waited for the perfect time, because by then I might have lost the zeal. It might have not been I could have missed the window, right? And my last example is like when we just moved our family to Africa. Dude, it wasn't the right time. Like we're like, oh man, summer's coming up. The kids are going to miss the last few months of school. We love the spring here because it's warm. And what about this? What about soccer? And all these unknowns. What about health concerns? We don't know where to live. And we're like, let's just go, dude. Let's just send it. Book the tickets and figured it out. Now, I will tell you, you have this mentality and you live like this, you are going to take a couple of bruises. You're not going to always be right, but you are going to be right way more than you're going to be wrong. And it's going to fare very well for you. So guys, the number one thing I've seen that will guarantee you are going to fail in this business is analysis paralysis and waiting for the perfect time. Start today.